Alright, so finally I got a chance to sit here and read the three open letters that I chose out of all the people that sent their entries in. And I kind of made it clear last year on my Facebook because everybody on Facebook is in their fucking feelings, and I kind of got sick of it, even though it's my page. But after so long, you get sick of people writing you or putting on your statuses they're offended by what you said. And as my saying goes, my personal saying goes, if you take anything that I say personal, then I'm talking about you. But I kind of made it clear that this year I was going to stop kind of posting statuses on Facebook. And because people write me all the time, people have been writing me for the last 2-3 years, for advice and whatever the case may be, and they'll be like, can you kind of make a status about it, an anonymous status, and get other people's opinions. And you go from getting people's opinions to people getting their feelings like you're talking directly to them or about them. So I decided to tell everybody on my Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook that just email me and I'll choose letters from there and do videos about them. So after getting a break in my schedule, because yesterday I tried, didn't work. Tried last week, didn't work. But finally I got a couple of moments here, so we'll see how it turns out. But I chose 3 out of like 62 entries, which is a lot. And I just chose the 3 that I skimmed over and looked the best. I haven't read through them a whole lot, but I guess now's the time to. So we'll start with this one, and it says, Dear Eric, my name is, we'll call her Leah for this video. I have a serious problem. My younger sister slept with my baby's father a while back, and it turns out it has been going on sporadically for the last few months. It apparently started out as a flirting thing that led to them having sex one day when I wasn't around. He and I are no longer together, and we weren't when this took place, but I do still love him and want to be with him myself. I don't know what to do. I'm angry with her, very angry with her. I don't want to forgive her, but she's still my sister, and I'm aunt to her child. Our kids are very close, and we come from a very close family. What would you do, and how would you move forward with them both? I mean, the old school me and slightly the 2015 me, the childish reaction would be like, that's just an ass whooping. Right out, that's an ass whooping. But, let a cooler head prevail here. And, honestly, you have the right to be angry. You have the right to have trust issues. You have the right to be pissed off. I would be pissed, and you should be pissed. You should be pissed, but don't let being pissed consume you, because then you'll be bitter with everybody, and then you'll be mad at everyone. You're gonna be mad at the world. You're gonna have walls up with everyone. You're gonna have trust issues with everyone because this is your sister and your baby's father. Communication, you got to talk to them. Y'all might need to go see someone about that, even if it's just for one session, to figure out how this happened, if it's still going on, how long it's been going on for real, how it started, and why it even happened, and why they felt like it was okay to do that to you. And at the end of the day, it's not all about you. They didn't do this, know that they didn't do this. I hope they didn't do this directly to you to piss you off, but this was still done to you because it was done behind your back, and these are 2 people that you thought you could trust, and that loved you and cared about you, even though you're not with him anymore. You guys are still family. And I say this all the time, it doesn't matter that you had a kid with someone and you didn't marry them. You guys are still family. It's not just for 18 years, 21 years, 25 years. This is for life. And she's your sister, so y'all are always going to be family. But I mean, you have to communicate with them and kind of dissect this and start from literally the bottom of it. How did this happen? Why did it happen? Why did y'all feel it was okay? And, know that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing that you did that made them do this. This says everything about them and everything about their character. This isn't to do with you. So don't go out in the world feeling like this is your fault, or like maybe you provoked them, like maybe you did something, or maybe that this was your fault. This isn't your fault. This is what they did. They were honestly nasty ass scum of people, to go behind your back and do something like that. That's kind of disrespectful to think that it's okay to sleep with, your ex's sister. Like, family is just off limits. I'm already big on loyalty and big on trust, and at the end of the day, they were both, just disloyalty. They've shown you how they can't be trusted. Eventually, one day, you are going to have to trust them again. Not tomorrow, not the next day, but you are going to have to trust them again. You might have to pray on it. Absolutely pray. Whoever you pray to, pray on it. write it down, you know, journal it, and honestly, you're gonna have to meditate. You're just gonna have to take it day by day, because there's no trust in them right away. You're never gonna fully 100% trust them again anyway. You're always gonna question. You're always gonna wonder, you know, behind your back, you know, if he's messing with somebody that you know, if she's messing with somebody that you know. I mean, the saying goes, especially for females, you're not supposed to trust somebody around your man, but you would at least think that you could trust your sister of all people. You know what I mean? I mean, we've seen the movies like Soul Food and The Players Club, to where Cousin Faith and Cousin Ebony, you know, had, you know, did what they did with, you know, their cousins men, but at the same time, you would think that you would trust your sister, and that's movies. This is real life, and unfortunately, that happened to you. So, first of all, I'm sorry that happened to you, because that's just one of the most ultimately disrespectful things that you could do. But, you know, for the sake of you having a child with him, and for the sake of your kid being related to your sister, and for the sake of you guys being family, and you guys are gonna have to be around each other, you're gonna have to get through it. You're gonna have to work through your relationship with her, and you're gonna have to work on your relationship with him. Those two shouldn't be around each other anymore. Like, if they have any respect for you, they probably would keep the distance, and probably should keep the distance. They shouldn't be around each other anymore, because that was just incredibly disrespectful. And like I said, you're gonna have to talk to them both and work on communication and work on being able to trust them again. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna happen overnight, but you gotta take it day by day. And like I said, pray on it. You know, meditate through it, and really work on not being angry. Don't hold on to it, because the longer you hold on to it, the more it's gonna consume you. And like I said, it says everything about them and nothing about you. And you know, the guilt, you know, if they have hearts, the guilt is going to eat them. It's going to eat them for a long time. They're always going to have guilty conscience about it. I guarantee right after it was done. Like, you know, you get caught up, you know, the flesh is weak. You get caught up in shit, and you don't feel bad before it goes down, when it's going down. But afterward, like, even immediately, like right after that, you're like, damn, what did I just do? And they can't take it back. You know, there's no fixing your feelings. I understand that you're hurt, and you said you still want to be with him. That's not somebody you should be with at all. I honestly know of a situation like this with somebody. I wouldn't even call them an acquaintance. I would call them someone that I know through other people, or, you know, like degrees of separation. You probably shouldn't be with him. That's not somebody you should want to be with. I understand you can't help who you love and who you want to be with, but that's not a situation you should probably re-enter, because he slept with your sister. Let's just call it what it is. He slept with your sister, and that was just the ultimate disrespect. You can't trust him at all. If you're gonna be with somebody, you should be with somebody that you can actually trust. And you guys are not together now, so maybe this is one of the reasons you're not together, because you can't trust him, and maybe he cheated. You know, I'm just taking stabs in the dark here, and yeah, that's just extremely uncool. And you know, it's still early in the year. You know what I mean? We just got into we ain't been in the year. It'll be 2 weeks we've been in the year officially tomorrow. Don't let it eat you alive. Don't let it consume you. Don't let it fuck up your year. Don't let it fuck up your life. Because like I said, at the end of the day, they did that. That's something they're going to have to live with. You shouldn't have to live with that. I know your guard's going to be up, but don't let it harden you, and don't let it sharpen your edges. Just always keep one eye open. Don't be so naive anymore. I know you're not going to be so quick to trust people, and you shouldn't be so quick to trust everyone, because it is 2016, and as you've been shown, anybody will fuck you over. Everybody, you know, is capable of fucking you over, but you know, everybody's not going to. They're not. Just because they did, and these are supposed to be the two people that you can trust the most in life, especially your sister, doesn't mean everybody will. Everybody deserves a second chance, and people do make mistakes, but that's a hard second chance to give, and that's a hard mistake to forgive. But eventually, you are going to have to work on forgiving, not for them, but for you, and on the basis of y'all being family. He's your family because y'all have a kid together. She's your family because that's your sister. And, you know, you said you guys have kids who are cousins. So for the sake of family, you're going to have to work through it. Even if you aren't so quick to say the I love you thing again, and, you know, to be buddy, just, you know, a day at a time and work through it. And, you know, through communication, it should be okay. I ain't going to say you're going to be great with them again or hella good with them again, but you should be okay. You know what I mean? Just communicate with them, and, you know, take all the time you need, though, to heal through it yourself. And, you know, counsel with friends that you feel like you can trust, people you feel like you can talk to. You know, talk to them about it. People you feel like you can trust, because it's embarrassing as well. So choose wisely. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to friends and family about it, seek outside help. That's one of the biggest things that I feel is great for people to do. There's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, just pray through it. Let me see. Now, letter 2. Damn. It's a long one. Yeah, Eric, my name is, let me see, for this video we'll call her Janet. I've been with my significant other for 4 going on almost 5 years now. He has 3 children of his own. I have 2 of my own, and together we have 1, and he's now 16 months. Well, as luck would have it, I recently found out that we're expecting twins. To break down the dynamics of our family tree, I have 2 daughters that are 3 years apart by 2 different men. All 3 of his children are by 3 different women. Our 3 together will be the only ones sharing parents. We've been off and on for this almost 5 years. He talks a good game about a lot of things, but they never happen. He speaks of marriage or us moving in together one day, and it never materializes. I know my parents will not be pleased once I tell them I'm having twins, so they don't know yet. They already want us gone and are tired of my man being immature and not stepping up. I'm 26 years old and I'm ready to go live my life, but I want to do it with him. The problem is I don't think he's ready. I don't feel he has ever been. I always thought I would be married before I had kids, but guess what? I'm not. He turns 27 next week, and I've been thinking of giving him an ultimatum about our situation. I'm tired of his late nights, club trips, the hours he keeps, the endless need to always be in his phone no matter what. I already work 2 jobs and go to school. I've been thinking of wanting to get another one because I can't stay here much longer. I don't know if I can support 5 children on what I make. He's very stingy with money, and we have to split everything in half when we do anything financially. Rarely is the bill on him, or you best believe I always have to return a favor. It is never a selfless act. When we first met, I promised I would take things slow, but the first year we ended up pregnant and I didn't keep it, and then it happened again and I didn't keep that one either. I have no issue with saying that I feel like I would be lost without him. I feel like I need him because we have been together so long. I don't want to just waste 5 years. I feel like there's a chance he's cheated before and he swears by the double standard. We mostly just have sex and go out to eat with the kids occasionally. We don't see each other daily, nor does he see our baby as much as he should. Everything is on his time. We should be partners, and I've sacrificed a lot for this partnership. I've always wanted a man in a relationship, but never thought I'd be good enough to be seen as someone's girl, and I've always done whatever I could to get and keep the guy if given the chance. I really hope I didn't sit here and do everything for the wrong guy. I mean, first of all, damn. Secondly, you definitely did everything for the wrong guy. Let's just start there. You did everything for the wrong guy, and you definitely did waste 5 years on the wrong person. That's just the reality of the situation. We ain't even going to beat around the bush. You say you think that you'd be lost without him. Sweetie, you lost with him. That's just the reality. You lost with this dude. That's the problem. You're with him and you can't find your way. And it seems like you keep digging yourself a deeper hole to hold on to a man. And I can identify with this because I've seen it so much in my own life. I've seen it happen so many times to friends of mine. I've seen it happen in my own household. You know what I mean? I've seen, my own mother struggle with relationships that she was just so much better than, and it took a while for her to let it go. Close friends of mine have sacrificed everything to keep a man who ultimately didn't stick around. You know what I mean? And I've seen, people I know, I've seen guys and girls I know waste years of their, teen years and 20s, and now that we, still early to mid 20s, still waste time on people that we don't belong with or that we shouldn't be with just for the sake of saying that we're in a relationship with someone or because we don't want to be alone. And at the end of the day, being alone and being lonely are 2 different things. And I know being lonely, you could be surrounded by everyone and still be lonely. Being lonely is a hard thing because you feel like you start to get in your own head. You start to feel depressed. You start to feel miserable. You start to envy what other people have. And I get it. Everybody's having babies these days. Everybody's getting married. People you went to school with got houses and kids and stuff like that. Everybody who has houses and kids and all of that other shit, their lives are not as peaceful as you would think. You don't live behind those doors. Everything on a picture on Instagram or Tumblr or Facebook or Twitter, Snapchat, what are those other ones? I don't know. All of them. Everything is not what you think it is. You know what I mean? That's put out there for you to see. But that doesn't mean they're all living good. That doesn't mean everything is beautiful and peaceful. It just doesn't. I stand here right now and I'm telling you, it's not like that. I've got friends who have come and admitted to me after the relationship is over and after the dust has settled, you know, there were so many other things going on that you didn't know about. Everything was horrible. I'm sitting here putting up all this money and, you know, I knew he was cheating on me. I knew it all was true, but I ignored it because I wanted to be with him so bad and I felt like I could change it. And, you know, just, I've seen it. I still see it today. And it's honestly disappointing because no woman should feel like she should be so full of a man. You should never be so empty to the point where you feel like you should be so full of any man. Because this is clearly the situation of a motherfucker taking advantage. Period. You got an MF who is immature, and he's 27. You know what I mean? He's still, you know, he's still in his 20s, late 20s, but a lot of people would say a kid. People who are older in like their 40s and 50s, like, oh, he a kid. You know what I mean? People are just starting to get it together when they're, you know, turning 30 or in their 30s. You know what I mean? Like early 30s, you finally just start to get it. There's clearly a problem with keeping it in his pants, and I can't say you judge people and that people who have multiple babies, fathers, and mothers shouldn't get chances. But you said he has 3 different kids by 3 different women. You probably shouldn't have been so quick to have slept with him. And clearly he's good at getting into people's pants. And clearly he's good at not protecting himself. You're about to have 5 kids now. The best advice I can give you is get out now. Get out while you still can. Get out before you have any more kids. Get out before you damage yourself even more, because you're damaged goods. Clearly, you're going through a situation to where you don't have an identity outside of a relationship and you feel like you need to attach yourself to someone. And you are good enough to be without a man. You don't need a man to validate you. You don't need a relationship to validate you. You don't need that in life. A relationship is not your identity. And honestly, you don't need to be with anyone anyway. Why? Because you don't know who you are yet. A lot of people in their 20s don't know who they are yet. But still trying to figure it out in the world. But you need to focus on being there for your kids. Don't drop out of school. Finish school. Keep working. But, you know, work as much as you can stand, because you are, you know, in a serious situation. Pregnancy is a serious condition. And I see so many women out there working throughout their pregnancies, you know, damn near to the week before they give birth. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Where's your dude at to be able to say, hey, babe, you ain't got to work at all during your pregnancy? And there are a lot of females, trust me, a lot of females have jumped on me. I want to work through my pregnancy. That's fine. You should have a dude to give you the option to be able to say, you ain't got to work if you don't want to. I got it. Or you should be able to stop when you hit, you know, 5 months and finish out the rest of the time and enjoy yourself and be at home. The fact that you work 2 jobs and you go to school, first of all, is amazing, because there are a lot of women who rather sit home and just live off of assistance and, you know, not work and this, that, and the third. So the fact that you go to school and you work 2 jobs and you take care of 3 kids is a big deal. Stop giving up your body to get a relationship and to get, you know, into a relationship, because this is not a relationship. You have definitely blown 5 years, but it's not over yet. Your life is not over. Okay, 5 years. You know what? 5 years is a long time, but there's life after that. You can find somebody else. You'll find somebody else. Okay, you got 5 kids. You know, there are plenty of people who got mad kids and still find other people and move on and live very, very happy lives. You just need to focus on finishing school, focus on working, and focus on your kids. You need to be as strong as you can for them. And I know you probably like, well, I should keep the home together for the kids. This is not a solid foundation. You have no foundation. You don't even have a home with this man. You know what I mean? And I say this a lot, and my thing is, marriage does not make a happy home. Getting married does not guarantee forever. But if a person is going to be talking about having kids with you, they should be talking marriage with you. It didn't have to happen before. It doesn't necessarily have to happen right after, but it should be a talk. How you want to do it in whatever order you want to do it, it is up to you. That's your business, but it should definitely be discussed, because when you decide you want to put a baby in someone, that's, that's like a life partnership with someone. That's deciding to want to be in a partnership with someone for a long time, for life, not even just a long time. Y'all ain't got to be together, but it would be nice if you could raise your kids together, because at the end of the day, you ain't doing this to be alone and raise a kid. You're doing this so we can do this together and hopefully stay together. You know what I mean? Marriage should be talked about within that. If a person is talking about having kids with you, but they ain't talking about, wanting to marry you, that's a red flag on the play already as it is. They should be able to say, I know I want to marry you. They should be able to say, I'm trying to be with you like that. And if a person is able to say they want to have kids with you, but they can't say they want to marry you, that's not the person that you should be with. A lot of chicks these days are content with being somebody's baby's mother and not being considered to be a wife. Make no mistake about it, every chick in this world is, able to get a husband and able to get that position of being somebody's wife. It's just up to you to decide what you deserve. You got to have standards and say, I deserve to be somebody's wife. You shouldn't have to sit up there and settle for someone who doesn't want to make you a wife. You should be able to have someone say, you deserve it. You know what I mean? If you got someone who's not going to even give you that discussion or have that talk with you, that's just disrespectful, because you have clearly sacrificed a lot. You just sacrificed it all for the wrong person. You got to make sure next time you think a little bit smarter. You should think a little bit wiser. And like I said, you should definitely hold off on the physical part and definitely get on some birth control, because you can't keep having kids with the wrong person. You know what I mean? That gets out of hand, that gets out of control, and you don't want to be working and not being able to enjoy parenthood and being a mother. Motherhood is something that you should be able to enjoy. You shouldn't have to sit up here and work, worrying about where your next meal is going to come from to support your kids. You should definitely be able to enjoy it. Be honest with your parents, let them know the situation, but you shouldn't continue this situation. This is a very, very vicious, and this is a bad cycle, and you just keep digging yourself a deeper hole. He's not going to marry you. You will not be getting married to this dude. He's been saying that to string you along all these years. I'm just going to be honest with you. 5 years and you can't get married to a dude who already gave you a kid, and y'all been pregnant twice before. Y'all don't even live together. That should be the first time right there. You're not getting married to this dude. Period. And you don't live with him because he's still living his own life. He's always on his phone because he's cheating. That's one of the biggest red flags in the world that I can honestly tell you. When a person is always in their damn phone, they're cheating. You should be able to have someone who can leave their phone unlocked around you, or to where you can have the passwords to all the accounts they have, just in case you ever decide you want to go through it. You should have a relationship secure enough to know that you would never find anything. Even if it is flirting, or even if it is, because, hey, okay, say he's not cheating. Say he's just in there flirting. That's cheating to me. You can even Google it and they'll tell you that's cheating. I didn't need Google to tell me that, because that's always been my rule. If you're flirting, you're cheating. Why? You're doing something you ain't got no business doing. You're doing something that you had to hide from me. If you had to hide it from me, you're cheating. But he's always on his phone. Y'all don't live together. He's definitely still living his own life, and he's not ready to grow up yet. He's just got somebody who is supplying him with sex and who doesn't require a lot out of him. And it seems like you're doing most of the work. A relationship is a partnership. Having kids is a partnership. And you in a relationship, especially you're auditioning a life mate. You know what I mean? You're auditioning someone who you want to spend a future with, and you should have cut that off immediately. You know what I mean? You should have been done with that right away. But I mean, we all make mistakes. We all grow. You spent a lot of, you say you're 26, or you've been with since you're 21. Yeah, get out now. Get out, get some child support set up. Put the man in the middle. Who cares? You got to get what you need for your kids. He's gonna be pissed, but at the same time, you got to stop thinking about him. That's your problem. You think about him too damn much. You're not thinking about you at all. You're not thinking about these kids. Your kids deserve to see a healthy and strong mom, and they deserve to have the best mom out of you. They don't need to have scripts and scraps of what's left over after he's done destroying you, because he's slowly but surely sucking the life out of you. And you really got to realize that this is not a healthy situation. This is not healthy for you, for your kids, and this is not going to go nowhere. Get out now before you end up seeing yourself down the line in like 10 years, still not married, still don't have the future and the life that you wanted to have and that you wanted to build with him, because it's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He's about to be, you said about to be 27, so he's not ready. He's not ready to grow up. He may never be ready. You need to stop waiting. After you have a kid with someone and y'all been together for like 3 years, maybe 2.5, you should be talking engagements and where y'all gonna live. You know what I'm saying? You still live at home with your parents, and don't bring no more kids in your parents' house, because that's just, you know, they're ready to have their life, you know, and I'm pretty sure they love all the grandkids and whatever the case may be, but you know, I understand their frustration with him. They ready for him to step up and make an honest woman out of you, and ready for him to take on, you know, the family, because they're probably like, well, damn, you got a man who keeps knocking you up and you've been with him for 5 years, but y'all not living as a family yet. You still live here with your family, and he still lives there. So they probably confused as all hell, and like, yo, they probably pissed because they see you getting taken advantage of, but you're so in love and you want to be with somebody so bad, and you want a man that you're ignoring the signs, and the naivety is very strong here. You know what I mean? And you're in strong denial, but you were honest and said, you know, I do everything I can to get and keep the man. That's a big no-no. Do things to get a... When you get a man, do things, you know, cook, you know, little things. You know, you're supposed to do your part, do your share. Never do over your part, because that's how you get fucked up in the game. And right now he got you fucked up because he's taking advantage, and you've given all your wifely duties away and all your wifely, you know, instincts and all the wifely goods away before he put a ring on it. And that's why he hasn't done it yet, because you sit there and you do everything for him and he's doing nothing for you. You get nothing in return. Reciprocity is a big deal. You should have these 3 things to have a successful and healthy relationship: trust, loyalty, and reciprocity. If you don't have those things, if it ain't 50-50, forget about it. And honestly, he loves himself more than he loves you. A man should always love you more than you love him in a relationship, because most of y'all automatically come loyal and come open with your hearts. Y'all love very hard. I'm not saying that men don't, we do, but we have very short attention spans, and it takes 2.5 seconds for some shit to go down. And that's just the reality of the situation. That's just how men are built. A lot of us come off strong, but we're weak as fuck. It's just what it is. And we'll fuck up a home over 10 seconds of some bullshit with some slutty broad. A lot of us have done it. I can't speak for myself in that situation, because that's just not me, and I believe in karma. And you definitely need to get out of this situation very, very fast. Get out while you still can, because it's situations like this that end bad. It's situations like this that got you seeing women on the news who take their lives, or who feel like they're not good enough, or who end up, you know, in situations that are down the line very unhealthy for them. These are the women who let dudes take advantage of them and end up getting abused and stuff like that. You're better than that. You're beyond that. Learn from those women and don't become that, because him taking advantage of you, yes, you played a part, but at the same time, whoever he gets with next, he's going to do the same thing. This says everything about him. And what it is that you've been taking care of a grown-ass man when you got kids to take care of. Stop taking care of him. Stop feeding into the bullshit that he's feeding you. Stop acting like this is love. This is not love. You love him, but he doesn't love you. He just loves what you do for him. You know what I mean? And I could ramble and go on for days, but love is not letting somebody take advantage of you. You can't let somebody take advantage of you to the point where you feel like they're finally going to grow up, or like they're finally going to get it and appreciate you. If he don't appreciate you and he hasn't appreciated you in 5 years, he's not going to appreciate you. Maybe when you're gone, he'll realize it, and no, you shouldn't go back. No, you shouldn't give him a second chance. You said you've been off and on. You haven't had multiple pregnancies. You have 2 babies in the way now. Let that shit go. Let it go. Be done with it. Wash your hands. Go be successful. Go do your thing without him. And next time, just take all the things that you learned and all the shit that you didn't get with him. Make sure you get it from the next one. You know what I mean? Don't get so physical so fast. If a dude can't wait for you, then you don't need to be with him. You know, have morals, have standards, have respect for yourself, because this is taking respect away from you. You're disrespecting yourself by being with him. And you know you deserve better. All women deserve better than bullshit like this. This is just ridiculous. And I'm honestly disgusted that somebody would do that to somebody for 5 years. But I'm going to leave you with this. What you tolerate is what you deserve. So stop tolerating his bullshit, because you know you deserve a lot more. Leave, you know, that relationship alone. Get out your parents' house. Continue to work. Continue to go to school. and be the best mom that you could be for your kids, because they deserve better, and so do you. You deserve way better than that situation. You know what I mean? And you're still young. You got a bright future ahead of you. Don't let that shit fuck your world up. Every relationship isn't successful, and I think that's what we gotta learn in life, and especially in the young ages. Every relationship is not forever. You know what I mean? Some shit is meant to be temporary. So don't make permanent decisions in temporary situations, because you've made a lot of them here, and unfortunately you're not going to ever be done with them because you have kids with him, but you need to be done romantically with him, and y'all need to be co-parent high and by, and that's just what it is, because you need to better yourself, and you need to figure out how to be a complete person without a man and without a relationship. You should already be a complete person when you get with someone, because if you feel like you are finally complete when you get with someone, then you shouldn't be with them. You should never feel incomplete without someone. You should be able to say, I'm complete with or without this person. Yeah, you should be hurt if you're in love and if they were to go tomorrow, but you should still be okay. You should still be able to say, I'm still a complete person and I'm going to still live my life. Don't ever feel like you're incomplete without someone, because you are still a whole person with your own identity and your own life to live, whether you're in a relationship or not. Let me see. Whew. Oh, this time we got a guy, all right. It says, Dear Eric, I don't usually do this, but I'm writing this letter as a John Doe letter. I've been with this girl, talking to this girl a little over a year. In the last 6 months, we got very serious very fast. I'm starting to regret things and have second thoughts. She has a very bad temper when she don't get her way, and she tends to get physical. I'm much bigger than she is, so I would never lay a hand on it, but it makes me question our love. Secondly, I recently have been experiencing pain when I go pee, and it's embarrassing to say this, but I went to the free clinic where we live one day after work, and I found that I have chlamydia. She's the only person I've been with raw, and our relationship already has trust issues. I feel like she talks to other guys on her FB, Facebook, and through her phone as well, which I have access to, and I've caught her twice in one day talking to 2 different people. I love her, I really do. I even gave up the lease to my place so we could live together because she chose to live in such an extravagant place. My bills are much higher now because of it. I even sold my car so we could share a car of her choice. I really feel like if I leave, she will spiral out of control. But I'm on the edge at this point. As another man, what would you do? Oof. Damn. First of all, I said this in the last letter. You don't get serious with someone and get physical so fast. You know what I mean? Everybody's had situations to where it's just like a run-in, you know, smash and dash, and then it's like, all right, cool. Y'all rush things entirely too much. Secondly, you never have unprotected sex with someone. Oral, vaginal, anal, nothing. You never have unprotected sex with someone unless you've been tested first. I cannot stress this enough. There's so many people out there that think pregnancy is the biggest cause for concern when you have unprotected sex, and that's just not the truth. You can get these STDs, they don't just go away. Some of them stay with you. You know what I mean? AIDS and HIV don't have a cure yet. You know what I mean? Females and males run around with herpes, and sometimes it can lie dormant, and you don't know. You know what I mean? So be glad that it was just chlamydia, but at the same time, let it be a lesson to you. I pray that you're not still having unprotected sex with her, and you said your relationship got trust issues. You didn't trust her before. You should not be having unprotected sex with anybody that you can't trust. You know what I mean? Chlamydia it's kind of clear that you said y'all been together 6 months. I don't know when y'all started having. She maybe didn't know she had it. She could have been asymptomatic. Could have been lying dormant. I don't know. It looks and sounds as if she's cheated on you. You said you caught her talking to 2 people in one day in her phone. She's definitely cheated. I can tell you that now. And you caught her. I'm just adding everything up here. A plus B going to equal to C. And at the end of the day, you catch her talking to different people. And then you caught something. Yeah, she's cheating on you. First of all, she gets physical with you. Domestic violence is just never okay on any level, on either side. You should never be with anybody who decides to put their hands on you. And my thing is, you put your hand on a female back, your ass going to jail. You know what I mean? And it's always the little ones that got tempers out of this world who want to fight you and beat on you and shit like that. And they know you're not going to hit them back to that one fine day. You knock their ass out and then you go into jail for like 15 years. Don't hit her back. Never do that. Walk away and stay away. And honestly, that's what you need to do with this situation, because you kicking yourself in your own ass at this point. I'm just being real. You sold your car so that y'all can get a car of her choice. You gave it the lease to your place. So y'all can get a place, and now your bills is higher. She got you fucked up, my G. Like, real life shit. She got you fucked. That's not allowed, first of all. Like, she done gave you a STD, my G. Like, she done. And I'm just like, damn. Like, she did all of this in 6 months. Let that go. There's nothing that good in the world for nobody to be doing all that shit to you. This is just disrespectful. And you're going to have to get a backbone and just be a man and walk away. You know, hold on to your balls. She's clearly repossessed your balls. You need to repossess them back and walk away. Because between the trust issues and her talking to other dudes, and between the financial part of it and her spoiled bratty behavior, her putting her hands on you when she don't get away, and then the chlamydia, that just took the fucking cake. You need to leave that alone, because she's disrespectful as hell, and she crazy as fuck. And I understand you might love her. I'm just being real. You need to let that shit go quickly, immediately, rapidly. Goodbye. Insufficient funds all the way. No receipts. Just no. You need to cut up her credit card immediately. That's a card decline situation. That's an overdraw. Like, oof, damn. Yeah, let that go. She got a temper. She needs to go see somebody. And clearly she's all about herself. She don't respect you. She don't have respect for you. It seems like you fell very hard for her very fast, and it seems like she's using that to her advantage. She's taking advantage of you. She's playing the hell out of you. You need to let that go. Right now, you need to let that go before you get any more fucked up down the line, and before she does something serious. Like, be glad it was just chlamydia. Be glad it wasn't something like herpes or HIV. It could have been, and that's the real thing you need to realize. And let it go before you get into a situation one night to where it gets physical again and you do lose your temper and you finally black out and hit her ass back. I'm telling you to go for your health. I'm telling you to go for your freedom. Yeah. And go for your sanity, because trust issues will fuck you up. You'll be paranoid. You paranoid as hell now. That's why you wrote this letter. Leave. As another man, yes, what I would do, leave. You talking about you feel like she'll spiral out of control. She's already out of control. There's nothing you can do about that. You ain't her damn daddy. She needs to go see somebody. She needs all the help that she can get. You can't help her. You can't fix this. You are not Captain Saberho. You can't fix this. She needs to work on fixing herself. She's a very, very toxic person, and she clearly is in a lot of pain herself. And there may be a slight mental issue going on there, and mental illness is real. And there's a lot of mental health awareness out there, and she should probably look into that. I ain't saying you can't be a friend, but for right now, you probably shouldn't be her friend, because it seems like you can't be her friend without catching feelings and without trying to support her as her man. But I definitely think you should probably try to get her some help, because you don't seem the type of dude that's going to leave her high and dry, but you definitely leave her alone and be done with it, because that situation is just extremely fucking unhealthy. And you sacrificing a lot. You done sacrificed your car, your place. Yeah, get your shit in order and leave. Then you sacrificing your health and your sanity at this point. What else can you do? I mean, you're going to leave with a broken heart, but broken hearts heal. You can mend that. And at the end of the day, there is somebody else out there that will respect and appreciate you and all that you do. She does not appreciate. She's just taking advantage of you, and you letting her do it. And at the end of the day, like I said, next time just be smarter. Condoms. Testing. I cannot stress that enough. I have seen situations with friends of mine to where, you know, I can't even get into it. It's just know people are nasty and people give away STDs so nonchalantly these days. There was a big herpes scare when I was in school. It was a big herpes scare after I got out of school with a bunch of people that I knew, because, you know, people had girlfriends who was cheating and sleeping around, and, you know, or fuck buddies who weren't being honest, or boyfriends who were cheating and sleeping around. And the sad thing about a side piece is that, you know, it's a community bicycle. Everybody can ride. So, you know, and unfortunately side pieces and hoes, they don't care about other people's health. And, you know, that's kind of where that comes from, is that, you know, I've seen this all before. You know, it was one side piece that was just giving it to everyone. But and like I said, you don't know who else she's sleeping with, but you might want to get up out of that situation before it gets any worse. Honestly, you just need to leave that alone fast. But that's all I got for today. This has been a crazy ass episode of What Would Eric Do, and I'll be back whenever, soon enough, with some more. For now, I'm gonna get my ass to the gym for the second day.